Hi, my name is Glenn and welcome to part 6 of my series of videos on building a studio in the back shed at my house. First up, I'd just like to apologise for taking so long to make this last part. The actual studio was finished back in January of 2009, and since then I've actually been doing a lot of work out in there and haven't really had time to sit down and put the video together. But nonetheless, here we are, and in the last part we got up to finishing the live room, which has come up a treat. So I had decided that I was going to redo the control room by rotating everything around in there 90 degrees and fitting it out with some acoustic treatments to bring it up to scratch and make it more of a standard layout and apply some of the recommendations from experts. So I began by moving all my gear around and starting on the front wall, which was going to be in two halves really. The bottom half, a series of frames packed out with rock wool to act as a large bass trap type configuration, filling them up with rock wool and covering with a material that will let the sound sort of pass through it and into the rock wool. The top half was going to be a series of Helmholtz style slot resonators. They consist of timber frames which are sealed off behind them, filled with rock wool and covered over with some black cloth, and on top of the black cloth we're placing some very nice timber slats which are made from Australian spotted gum. They come up a treat. They might not look so good in the video, but in person they look fantastic. The section of wall between these resonators I've covered with some of my acoustic tiles. The back wall was going to be primarily for bass trapping and absorbing sounds to minimise reflections coming off the back. So in one corner I've built what is called a super chunk, which is just a very, very dense triangular section of rock wool. Quite a few bags of rock wool went into that, so it's a very expensive absorber. Again, covering it all in black material, and that's done, and combined with the heavy curtain at the back, that seems to be doing a great job. The next task was to build a cloud which would hang over the mixing position and absorb any sounds that might reflect off the ceiling. Basically that's in two parts. There's a frame which is the main tray which will hold the rock wool, and an insert which is a bit like a speaker grill, and that's a frame with cloth stretched over it, and I've inserted some downlights in there which illuminate the desk area, and I've suspended that above the area with some lightweight chain, commonly known as dog chain. The one thing that I hadn't considered in my exuberance to start the project was air conditioning. Now, when you make a room soundproof, you also make it airtight, so you need to get air in and out of that room in an efficient and quiet manner. So I've built a passive system which entails an exhaust fan arrangement which actually sucks air out of the room at one end, and it comes through a silencer box which acts like a large car muffler, and at the other end of the room there's an inlet in a similar manner, so the exhaust action at the other end draws air in through the inlet, and you have a constant flow of air in there, and it's very quiet. And I don't really need an air conditioning unit as such, because due to all the insulation the room stays at a constant temperature all year round. So there it is, it's all done, and let's go and have a bit of a tour of the whole facility.
Thank you.